Greetings. I'm listening.
Good to meet you.
I've been expecting you.
For the good.
You come get the voodoo.
Hey there. And you are?
Light be with you.
You come to consult the spirits?
Welcome to Orgrimmar. Have you come to serve the Horde?
Shiny. Sail here. Me buy and trade. What?
Sail here. Me buy and trade. What?
Hello and welcome to Ctrl Alt WoW, the podcast for those of us who love World of Warcraft and love making many alts. Today is Monday, December 23rd, 2019, and this is episode 643 entitled The Veil of Winter Ho Ho Ho. I'm Aprillian, your host, and with me is my co-host, Constructs. Hi, Constructs. How are you today?
I'm feeling fantastic. I felt like God dropped the hammer of righteousness on me this morning.
That happens.
Because I rolled out of bed and I felt just the weight of the world on my shoulders. And like, all right, I still have to get out of bed. I still have to do things, but like, it's going to be a good day.
Right. Huh. Good. So what's going on? We want to give a shout out to Grand Negus. Due to scheduling conflicts, flicks, and other things, he can't be with us today. We do want to do a shout out to Jeppy for joining us last week. That was awesome. He took your benevolent place, and that was fantastic.
Yes, thank you, Jeppy.
And we hope everything gets back together, Grand Negus. We are better with you and longer with you. So what's going on this week? Of course, we have Winter's Veil.
I think we have a few activities like the World Quest event is starting tomorrow. So if you do 20 World Quests on top of your regular shenanigans, then you get like 1,000 war resources.
Right.
So it's just a matter of picking up the quest before you start doing your dailies. That way you pay yourself out at the end. So just, stop and see the turtle people before you go out. In Zuldazar, they're like in a little alcove thingy by the, halfway to the mission table.
Right.
So you go in, you talk to them, they give you the quest, and then you just remember to come back before, you turn in after a few days. It's kind of like the Grizzly Trophies quest, you're going to be killing stuff anyway, so you might as well pick up this quest and get paid extra for it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. My rogue has like 12,000 order hall resources or war resources, so I'm not too worried about him. It's just like when I do it on an alt, and I know I'm going to be doing a lot of work quests, I think the quests for the PvP thing, when there's an incursion, count for double, so if you have up for that zone and the same for that PvP war effort, then you get like 8 quests done. You get 2 turn-in rewards, you get gear, and you get usually resources. And if you've done your 5 island expeditions and you have the top tier thing, you get an extra 50 resource per quest, which also counts on the final turn-in. So you get an extra 250 resources for doing 4 quests. That's not bad, There's ways to have lots and lots in case you want to level all your characters. Oh, internet connection unstable. No.
Oh, no.
The internet connection is stable.
And then tomorrow... no, is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. We get to open our presents.
Is it tomorrow? Tomorrow after a certain time.
After a certain time, right.
Yeah.
It's the only presents I'm getting this year, so I'm excited.
You know what? You gave yourself the present of the expansion, the epic version, didn't you? So I gave myself the epic present of Dottie. So I have the charity pet. That's my present this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
The money was long gone into computer upgrades and stuff that I had to pay for anyway.
Yeah. It is what it is. And we still have the WoW 15th anniversary going on.
Until January 7th by a certain time. Forget exactly what time, but like January 7th, I think there's going to be a bunch of unhappy people. Let me see. Gravity Labs. The anniversary by 7 a.m. on the Tuesday the 15th. So keep it trucking like right until the wee hours of the morning if you want. Just remember Earthen Ring is on Eastern time and Thorium Brotherhood is on Pacific time. So
right.
Depending on where you're playing, it might end a different time of the day.
Yeah. What else is going on? I guess that's about it. I got something called the Illusion Flames of Ragnaros. Collect the weapon enchantment appearance of Flames of Ragnaros.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, is that on my weapon? I don't know. I guess I'll find out.
There was a cat bundle that was like 65% off. But depending on what you had in the bundle, it will further reduce the price.
Right.
So I think I got 2 mounts for like $20.
Nice.
Which is not bad. I mean,
no, not bad at all.
I didn't have those mounts, so I got the Wing Guardian and something else. Which is a big cat with wings. Everybody wants a big cat with wings.
Right, who wouldn't? Yeah. All right, well, let's get started.
Awesome.
I've had a fantastic weekend. Wow. It's very comforting. Those battlegrounds where you're not necessarily putting out more damage, but you feel like you're contributing more by pushing all the buttons all at once. Bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Constructs, how's your last couple of weeks in WoW been?
My last couple of weeks were really good. Last week I was hammered by Gul'dan. He sucked all the life out of me, like in the Warcraft movie, where he turns everything into charred bodies, and it's just so out of it. I came to the chat room, but I kept one eye open, and I was like trying to stay awake, but I was like so tired at the same time. Having all those kids on your lap is really not that hard, but the following couple of days, you feel like the Mack truck ran you over a couple of times.
And it was nice that you did that. That was a very good thing to do.
Well, I went to the mall today, and they're having pictures with Santa, and the lineup goes twice around the block. So that's usually what it looks like when I'm doing the pictures with Santa is people just jump in. And we had somebody just join the chat room. Hi, whoever you are. It's Control WoW podcast. So there's a small delay in the update of who's on the chat room. But so I did that, and it went really well. The kids had a lot of fun, and food was had, and we just had like such a great time at the skating rink. I know not everyone likes skating. My wife says some people just are in agony because they're non-skaters and they never want to skate. But it is what it is. The kids had fun. They had the little cart thingies to go on the ice if they didn't know how to skate to kind of push themselves along, and it was good. I had an elf this year. I usually don't have a lot of help, but this year I had somebody just taking the pictures and taking the worries out of moving people out of the way once they're done. Because they just sort of want to stand there and talk with their friends. And it's like, there's other people taking the picture.
Right.
Just stand 2 feet to the right so you're not in the shot. Right?
Right, exactly.
It's like a basic process, but like people that don't want to be rushed. They just want to do their thing, and then once their picture's taken, they just vegetate there. And it's like, no, that's not how this works. There's 200 people, and we got to keep it moving. And the elf was really, really good. So anyway, back to WoW. I had this week the culmination of my garrison recruitment of followers. Finally, I got Sulari of Underhall show up in my garrison, and he was invited in, and now I'm able to donate toys called the Wayfarer's Bonfire, which you can see in the show notes at controloutwow.com, is a bonfire that you light up for a 1 minute buff. So every 30 minutes, you can give people a 1 minute buff that puts your mind at ease or whatnot. So what I've been doing is I've been handing out this toy to members of Clan of Darkness, handing it out to Lita, and whoever has a level 90 alliance, because you can't get it on the Horde side. You have to earn it on the alliance side, then everybody can have it, all your alts. But it's just not available to Horde players as a thing they can earn. You have to have a level 90 garrison at least to get access to that. So like, I'm happy to share it with anybody, but for example, Tidra, I asked her if she had a level 90 alliance, and she goes, I have to check Winterhoof. And she had one character on Winterhoof that was like, so it was like, great, that'll do. You don't have to have your own garrison per se. You just have to be able to get to my garrison. So what she did is she came out to my garrison, and she stacked slash tire to Sulari, which is a paladin, and Sulari says comforted her and gave her the bonfire to kind of give her the blessing every time she wants it. So that's kind of good. And I was doing archaeology this week, trying to coordinate with Grand Nagus, like some pointers of how to get the recipe for Vials of the Sands, because let's just face it, that's the easiest way I've had to make gold in WoW. Right. I didn't really care for the Mountains of Gold and the garrison, because you have to wait for those gold missions to come along back in the day when it was happening. And I didn't want to do the Facebook game where you have to wait 3 hours, then you have to wait 2 hours, then you have to wait 1 hour, then you start all over again. No. WoW is WoW. Facebook is something else. I didn't want Facebook in my WoW. And that's how I looked at the gold missions in the garrison. Like I didn't want to be stuck in the garrison all the time, because there's people that made over 4 million gold from their garrison, and I didn't. I made a lot less, and I spent time doing Vials of the Sands for people who had money, who had something to spend it on or to gift or whatnot. I made choppers, I made sky golems. I had a whole slew of things that I was doing other than the garrison gold missions, because to me that was like cheating. I don't know. It's like printing gold. That's probably why Blizzard took it out of the game, because they didn't expect people to just jump in with both feet. And once I came out of Draenor, then I sort of went back to appreciate the other aspects of the garrison, having the auction house in your garrison, having all the possible mounts, doing all the little chores, tending to herb gardens so you can get transmog from the seeds, because there's a vendor that sells you the transmog. So like, I want those transmog. I don't mind doing it because it's entertainment. It's kind of soothing for the mind, because you get a little bit of XP, you do a little of this, a little of that, you do some pet battle, and you earn some new pets. I got a new Weebomination. Why not? I love that pet. It's just, who wouldn't let little Stitches Jr. follow you around? Right. And I did shenanigans with Kyle. Kyle jumped on, and he wanted an invite for one of his alts. I said, hey, no problem. So he got an invite to Clan of Darkness, and he said he'd been planning for months to bring his priest. I think he made a Tauren priest. Great big gargantuan priest. All right, we'll see what happens. Look forward to the antics and the guild updates or the emails. Grand Nagus and I did a few things, but like I said, he was busy and I was busy, so we just sort of hit and miss. 2 minutes here, 5 minutes there, chit chat on the program there, the app, and you can see also when I play to do archaeology, I put pictures in the show notes. I fly with one character because I know where all the dig sites are in Kalimdor, and the other character goes on a flight path. So basically, I don't have to tend to both screens at the same time. and I know roughly how long of a flight path it is when you aim your character across 2 different zones. I sort of target the mountain ridge, and I look at the map, and if the arrow is sort of moving in the right direction, I could see in the corner the mini maps, so I know when I arrive at the dig site to stop the autopilot. It's good to have the autopilot.
It really is.
Hit the numlock and then just I try not to go to the bathroom because sometimes you forget and you come back to a dead character. But there were no archaeology related deaths in this segment. So I was fairly happy. My warlock hit 60, so I'll be able to run Korak's Revenge on her, and she got her flying. So I'm really stoked because I don't have to walk around the streets of Stormwind. I could just fly over and land in the spot I want, buy the things I want, and then fly away again. I became obsessed with doing professions on Saturday. I don't know what happened. It's just like I wanted to level. Okay, so this happened. I wanted to level tailoring, but in order to level tailoring, I had to level my blacksmith on that server to have iron buckles, because the thing I wanted to make for transmog had to have an iron buckle. So I want to level tailoring, but I can't level tailoring because I'm stuck at one of those choke points, and everything's turned to gray or or yellow, and the only orange or gold stuff is the stuff with belt buckles, and that's the transmog I don't have. So I go over to an alt, and I'm like, okay, I want to level my blacksmith. Well, I need gems. Okay, so I'm on a low pop server. There's no gems on the auction house. So I have to create a jewel crafter. Well, I make a Cultiran jewel crafter because I need an alliance side. And Cultiran, a jewel crafter, you start with +5 to your skill. So you're already at 5. So that's a little bit less mats to use up. And you're already level 20. So you're already trained for the next thing.
Right.
So it took me 20 minutes to get to the prospecting, so I could have the gems I need to level blacksmithing, but then I ended up playing that character for 4 hours. I was just having fun, and by the time I got my tailor the iron belt buckle, 18 hours had gone by of lost down this lonely street of I want to craft this. No, I want to craft that. No, I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do the shuffle. And I'm like, I gotta need enchanting because I have too much crap and I'm not gonna have anywhere to put it. So I leveled enchanting. So I DE'd the stuff that I crafted to make. It's like, okay,
it's
so
a
I'm gonna
slippery
make.
slope.
I'm gonna make +1 stamina scrolls, but nobody's gonna buy them, and I can't possibly have enough gear to enchant it all. So I'm just gonna vendor them to vendors. So okay, when Dark Moon Fair comes, I could do enchanting, I could do cooking, I could do like a whole bunch of stuff that will give me XP for that Cultiran hunter that I made for no particular reason. It's just, that's a sidetrack to me wanting iron buckles for the tailor. And the whole reason that I want a tailor now is because I wanted to buy an otherworldly bag for my enchanting mats, but there's none on the auction house. So now I have to level tailoring to cataclysm level in order to have this bag that no one's selling. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm going into the trade of crafting these bags as a assembly line. So like all my professions are going to get leveled at the same time towards this goal of supplying myself with the bag that I want. Like I could just buy the 32 slot bag, but it's not the same because then your mats go into there and they mix up with other mats that don't belong to enchanting. You know, April, and it's like you have a goal in mind, and it's a very, very specific thing you want,
And then you have to do this.
Trade. Huh?
And then you have to do this, and you have to do that.
It's like the rabbit hole doesn't have an end. Once you start down that rabbit hole, you can't emerge anywhere but on the other side of the rabbit hole. Like it is very, very complicated at the same time. I was doing archaeology because I wanted another recipe of Violet Sands on an alt on another server, and I want a realm transfer, and I want to send stuff over there. So, like, I guess eventually I'll send stuff via realm transfer, but I'm just not there yet. And I'm trying to hoard my gold because I would like to buy that auction house now, just to say I have one without having to spend the money on the black market auction house. So while I was doing archaeology, my head started hurting because I was overdoing it. I was doing it for like 10 hours in a row. So I went and played MechWarrior 5 for 3 hours, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, the weapons you get at the beginning are crap because they don't give you access to the long-range weapons because all you have is light and medium mechs, so you can't shoot something before it hits you. So that's annoying to me because you have to pile on more armor on the mech. So I decided I would do things a little differently, and I would ask for more C-bills instead of salvage, and I did the first 2 missions, and it actually worked a lot better with more armor on the mech. Like one of my buddies explained to me, he says you're not going to lose a leg playing the other mechs. So he goes, take off some leg armor, take off some armor off the arms if you don't have a weapon there.
Right.
And he goes, add a heat sink to like have more firepower. And he goes, you don't need to run at top speed. You just need to be able to run away while the enemies are piling in slowly so you can take them one at a time. So I did that. I kind of changed my strategy where I'm more heavily armored, and it worked out pretty nice. I was happier. I did a little more shooting from the hip. The only thing I have to master now is the throttle. Like when you go 100% throttle and you actually set your walking into reverse, you crash into a building and all your armor goes to red or critical instantly because the building's on fire, and then you're on fire. So I'm going to keep doing the missions until I get the hang of it where the throttle is like second nature. Right. I used to have a joystick, which was super handy because it had a slider on top of the joystick, so you would slide to the right, and that would be your full throttle, and you slide a little bit to the left, and it'll be your half throttle. But right now what I'm having to do is take my hand off the mouse to go over to the numpad and punch in 0 to 10, and if you hit 0, that's max throttle. So sometimes that has unforeseen consequences where you run over something that explodes and takes out half of your armor. So it's not ideal. Ideally, I guess I'd want a foot pedal or another joystick. But the thing I'm looking for is customizable controls in MechWarrior 5. And right now, all the controls are pretty hardwired. Like if you start a new game, it doesn't save your configuration. So that's a little frustrating.
I bet.
But well, you have to recreate your whole setup every time. So it's like that should the control should stick to what I want to do. Yeah. Like in MechWarrior 3, there was a thing where you could shoot a tank and you didn't have to hit anywhere specific on the tank. You just hit anywhere and it'd blow up. Where now in MechWarrior 5, the tanks have fixed points. Like if you hit the turret, you blow up the tank quicker. Whereas if you hit the tracks, the tank slows down, but it doesn't die. So it's like, okay, so I see what they did there. So I'm trying to customize to where I could get rid of the jump jets because I don't know how to work them yet anyway. So it's like that's like 3 tons I could use somewhere else, and you have up to 50 tons on the Big Mac. So like, I'll just get rid of the jump jets and put extra heat sinks and extra armor, and take off some of the armor plating off the head because the head's a hard shot anyway. And I'm looking forward to where I can really pick up stuff quickly off the radar because there's like a delayed reaction. If something's not overheating, it doesn't show up on the radar. So it's like you're doing archaeology, but you don't know where the stuff is. It takes longer because you don't fly exactly to the right spot. Whereas if you have draw distance to max, if you're flying 2 zones away, if you know where the dig site is, it's real easy to navigate once you know the Kalimdor's dig sites really well. I haven't done a lot of archaeology in the latest expansion, BFA, to say the truth. I think I earned 1 pet and 1 toy, and that was it. I'm not at max level on archaeology yet, but I'll get there eventually. And that's pretty much been my week. I really haven't done anything grand. Like, archaeology takes a lot out of you, and I haven't had a chance to do Chromax Revenge. I did have a chance to run some dungeons on lower level characters, but it's a slow process because I'm not 100% there. I put my dots on everything with the Warlock, but I don't know the rotation for Affliction. I just try to blow up single targets as fast as I can, and I don't have Rain of Fire, so I'm not like Destro. I don't chain stuff into other stuff that causes everything to burst into flames. So I wish I knew how to do Affliction better, but maybe I need some pointers from Grand Nagus or look on Icy Veins for a guide of which order to put the dots in. I know, like, Demonology, I got that spec down path because that's my favorite spec to play. But Affliction is a little bit more dots management. Right. Yeah, it's chaos. It's everything just goes really, really fast down one way or the other way, and it's like you're either at the top of the chart or at the bottom of the chart, depending on which order you do your curses and whatnot. Unstable Affliction I really like because you can stack 2 of them. So I kind of like that one. But I think there's something draining all my shards, and I don't know what button I'm pushing, but it's like, whoops, got no charges left, so I can't summon anything if my pet dies. So I have to read what the caption says or whatnot to try and figure out what I'm doing wrong to keep my DPS up. And that's been my week.
All right. Good week.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, how you doing?
I get excited. I get giddy and love making mini alts. My dog is trying to poop for the Horde and for the Alliance. It was funny in my head.
Brilliant. How was your week in WoW?
My week in WoW, I've been mostly, trying to do the Grinch. It's been interesting because even though Aprillian is 120, she can't take the Grinch down by herself. Oh, yeah. I had to reinstall WoW Pro. I'm still not at the point where I am getting the achievement quest for Nightfallen. I'm feeling like a little lost about that. But I'm still in Surmar, doing my thing, collecting. I went to Falinar, I collected some Wrath. I'm doing all the things that I'm supposed to be doing to get, I'm still doing the Exalted with with
you were saying
with Nightfallen. Yeah. I just want to get this thing done and done. Oops, sorry, my mic dropped. Sorry about that. But I'm having fun, and that's all that matters. I am getting on other tunes here and there. It's kind of frustrating because every time I want to go to do the Grinch, I have to go to Undercity and then find the tunnel and fly from the tunnel. I do have to say, I don't know if I'm happier. I think I almost wish we had the Zeppelin, because with the Zeppelin, you got off at the tower, and then you could fly there. Now I'm in the mage quarter of Undercity, and now I gotta find the tunnel and make sure I fly out of the tunnel, and I am getting my ancient mana, doing all the things for this stuff. Right now I'm in the middle of a 3-way quest. I have do the signs, return. What is this? I just did it. Rescue the people.
Yeah.
And get the stacks of letters and do the signs. So I'm doing it. I'm 120 on this tune. Prilia, who I boosted last week as a rogue, she's in the middle of somewhere where she's trying to figure out where everything is. I'm looking forward to tomorrow where we open our presents. And I'm just playing. I'm trying to figure this stuff out. I know there's a few things that I need to do that I'm doing slowly but surely. My home in Shalaron is slowly changing. More people are there. More things are coming. So I'm obviously doing the right thing. And but I keep running out of mana, which is really frustrating. And I am not constantly, but every other day I go back to my garrison because I want my garrison resources so I can get my fur.
What do you spend all your mana on? Your ancient mana?
Feeding the 3 people so that I can get the XP.
Why don't you just feed the one?
Feed the one?
Like Telisera is like the quest giver, right?
Right.
So, like, if I'm in Shalaron and I need to quest, I feed Telisera. I don't feed the other 2.
Oh, okay. Well, I just keep
and then
trying.
She gives you a buff that's good for an hour.
Oh, okay. So I'm just trying to get my Nightfall in cash. So the more people I feed, the more.
But you only get like 85 or 100, right?
Well, 93 right now because of the
buff, yeah.
Right, because of the yeah. All right, so maybe I should stop feeding the other 2 people.
Well, if you do a world quest, you get like 100 or 200, depending on which world quest you do.
Well, if I do right, I get 402. I got 402 rep with. Yeah,
so like the 100 rep.
Quest.
The 100 rep is very little. You only need it if you need to turn in the weekly or the emissary. So if you get the emissary and you feed her, then you get 1,600 for the emissary. You get 100 for her. You get 400 per quest, or 300 or 400. So that's almost 3,000 rep. Whereas if you feed the other 2 guys, that's not, the 3,000 is not there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your mana just keeps going down to the point where you have to harvest mana before you start your day.
Right. And I guess that's been my week. Yeah. Shout out to Jeppy, starting new tunes. I'm really thinking about starting a new character, but right now I'm, working on, Aprillian.
Kyle said he just finished he's in the chat room, he says he just finished about 2 hours of Correct's Revenge. So he's got a character that hit multiple levels. That's probably the priest, I think, that he brought in. Ooh. Healing in that battlegrounds is a lot of fun.
Shoot. All right, and that's... What the heck? I can't get back up. I went over the edge of a thing, and I can't get back up. All right, and that's been my week.
Nice week.
Yeah, good week.
I guess it's time for email now.
Email, folks?
Email.
La data. You've got mail. Who's next? I'm addicted to you, baby.
Lovely little email. writes, hello everyone, here's this week's Blast from the Past. We explore episode 232, and it is the last from this era, unless you want me to continue in this timeline, he writes in parentheses. Hope you enjoy, Kyle. Alright, let's listen to Kyle's Blast from the Past, episode 232. Hello, and welcome to Control Alt WoW, the podcast for those of us who love World of Warcraft and love making many alts. Today is Wednesday, September 7th, 2011, and this is episode 232 entitled Brewdog in the House. I'm Killian, your host, and with me are my three awesome co-hosts. Good morning, Ashayo. How are you?
Good evening. I am super duper. Thanks for having me.
Jeppy?
My piggy's hurt.
Did one of them go wee, wee, wee all the way home?
No. People keep saying that, and it's not funny.
It's a little funny.
One of them,
I
almost they didn't even get beef.
And one of them didn't get roast beef.
No.
There's a Geico commercial where the piggies in the backseat going wee, wee.
Oh, yeah.
Wee, wee.
And then the lady kicks him out of the car. You're home.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
And Krishna, how are you today?
Good morning. I'm okay.
Bye. And we have a special guest, Brewdog. Hello, Brewdog.
Hello, everybody.
I actually feel like you've already been on the show.
Well, nope. This is my first time, my first podcasting, so please be gentle.
When you were on the show
We're always gentle.
To the wrong place.
when we did the Kingslayer. When we did the Kingslayer.
Oh, that's right. You played a bit that you recorded when we were.
How'd you feel about that?
How do I feel about the Kingslayer?
Well, about being the audio being on the show.
Oh, it was cool. I played it for my my daughter. She just thought that was funny. She heard me and she's like, "That's you." Yeah. So.
Just so you know, Pudding, she's also a Kingslayer.
Yeah, she did it at level, last year.
Level,
yeah. When
Your
she was
daughter's a Kingslayer?
When she was 1.5. Yeah.
How old's your daughter?
She's 7. She's 3.
It took 2 goes. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
She must have played a paladin. Sorry.
That's not even funny.
She definitely has a warlock.
Oh, she's a warlock?
Yeah, definitely. No, she's everything.
So how long have you been playing World of Warcraft?
I'm a Wrath baby, so I started playing about 3 years ago, right after Wrath dropped. So it was probably 3.1, I think, was like the first patch I saw.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
You're a noob.
Yeah.
Yep.
It makes me feel even worse now.
I know. So you started as a raider then?
No, I didn't start raiding until the very end of Wrath, until ICC came out. I think I first ran an Axe 10-man, when the first wing of ICC had opened.
So what did you start off doing? Just
I was on my hunter. I had rolled a druid, who's Brewdog, who's now my main. But at the time, I was really playing a hunter, and I had, when I started out, I was a true alcoholic. I had maybe I probably had 5 tunes on. This is after I went to Earthen Ring. 5 tunes on Earthen Ring that I was playing, and then I kind of, when New Year's Eve, when New Year's for my resolution was, okay, I'm not going to play any tune until I get one to end game. And I did that. And I said, well, I'll do the hunter, and so I brought my hunter all the way up to 80, and then and joined a raid team in AIE, and that was just starting out in Axe.
all right. Well, we've gotten to that part of our. Oh, you know what? That person that gave us that 1-star review because we didn't talk about World of Warcraft 20 minutes into the podcast. Very happy today.
Yeah, I'm sure they're listening.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you always go back to your 1 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the 1 star.
They stay in your list.
Because there's not enough World of Warcraft podcasts out there to fill up your day.
Jeffy, I just sent you a whisper for my little baby mage if you want to invite her.
What email address are you using?
Yeah.
You gotta believe.
I gotta believe. Jasper agrees. Yeah. The XP is great.
The XP is fantastic.
So, so it's just amazing and wonderful. Caw. You're welcome, baby. And then we killed one of the bosses for the quest, and but Dapral wasn't able to get it. And then when we killed the boss for one of the quests, Dapral was able to get it, and I shared it. And then so now we have to go back and get one boss. But
That's a safe word. I'm going to the toilet.
That was just unnecessary. Okay,
no,
continue.
that was gold. That was priceless.
See, here's what I want to know. You go to the bathroom to do a number 1, and then halfway through it, you suddenly think to yourself, "Oh, I've got an insistent number 2 calling." Can you stop yourself peeing and then just turn around and sit down, or do you just finish the pee and then turn around, hoping the number 2 doesn't come too quick?
Down. I never imagined that you peed standing up. So there's that.
No, I do. I try to stand up. That's probably the only exercise I get during the day.
Number 1 and number 2 talk.
Well, what's really funny is sometimes I have customers that ask me, "Do I have time to go to the bathroom?"
Before the train?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, it depends on what you're going to do.
Yeah. Do you take a newspaper?
All right, we're stopping, so you can cut that out.
I'm not cutting that out.
Come on.
Freshna, would you like to read the? And
Yeah,
the nice
I scanned ahead. I get it. We have our
we love to hear that.
weekly cooking tip.
All right, go ahead.
And an apology. Sorry for the delay. I wasn't sure how well received my letters were, and I had a little disagreement. What?
Oh,
what?
Sorry.
What?
I mean, thank you.
What'd you say?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said we love your letters.
Yeah? Is that what you said?
Ow!
Hey! That wasn't me doing that to you. That was you doing it to me and pretending it was me doing it to you. Look, Jasper didn't bark. It's proof. Okay. So.
Right. It's proof you hit me. Because he likes you better than me.
Stop it. I wasn't sure how well received my letters were, and I had a little disagreement with a hurricane that turned into a tropical storm and then took my power away for 4 days.
Oh, no.
So sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But as long as you want more, here you go. I didn't say I wanted more. I'm just saying. Greetings, Caw Crew and Vrishna. Oh, I'm not part of the Caw Crew anymore. See? I can see where this is going. CC, the disgruntled warlock here. The following recipe was especially prepared for Vrishna. There were no bunnies used in this recipe. Yeah, I'm not buying that one again until I get to the end of the email. We'll see what's going on. All right. What is LB? Pound? 1 pound cleft hoof meat. 1 pound hardy mammoth meat. 1 flask Rulkster's secret sauce. 1 can kidney beans with liquid. 1 can pinto beans with liquid. 1 medium onion. 2 green chili. Well, so far it's sounding pretty good.
Yeah.
2 green chili peppers. 3 medium tomatoes chopped. 1 pinch northern spices.
You can put a little bit more because you always have so many extra in your bag.
Brown the meat in a skillet over medium heat. Drain off the fat. In a large pot, combine the meat plus all the remaining ingredients and bring to a simmer over low heat. Cook, stirring every 15 minutes until done. Now, I know I've told the Mexican restaurant story at some point in the podcast, so he's saying drain the fat, but grease is fat, and fat is flavor, right? I want plenty of flavor in my chili.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. A really good and easy to make chili recipe that is, quote, Vrishna friendly, unquote. All right, I'm waiting for the.
Where do you buy Rockster's secret sauce, though?
I don't know. I think that's in Stormwind.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Damn lines.
Let's see. This recipe is great for parties, and I like to serve it in special fluffy bowls. Here's how I make them. I knew it! Cut a rabbit in two, then use the bottom part. I hollow it out like you're scooping out the insides of a pumpkin. Oh my god. Then you have a self-standing insulated bowl that is both fancy and functional. Just imagine the look on your friends' faces when they see a tray full of these being served. If you're wondering what to do with the heads, I like to make bunny salsa. Pull the ears off for chips and puree the remaining head for salsa. Last but not least, you should have some crackers on hand for the chili, and I personally like to use the cheese grater to add some fresh bunny gratings on top.
Oh, no.
If you want a tiki party flair for your next party, try hollowing out some bunnies to make Polynesian-looking mugs. Fill with your favorite beverage and jam a straw in one eye and a little paper umbrella in the other. Cheers! P.S. I was wondering what Rishna did with the bunny he, quote, accidentally killed the other day. Quick snack? Just saying. Oh my god. I'm in pain.
Just 1 second. We're going to have to go off the air.
I'm in pain.
Sounds tasty.
And actually, he buried that bunny and he gave it a nice little ceremony. He said a few words. Oh, poor baby. Thank you, Cece. That's awesome. We'll have to have a... Oh, no, never mind. Not a live demonstration on the air. Next email.
I'm taking my bunnies and going home.
Oh my God, I miss CC. He was so funny. And
I could see where the bunny recipes would be a part of the show there. Oh,
yeah, that was really funny. And Vershna enjoyed the arch nemesis part of that. Although I think, that was great.
Necronomicon.
Yeah, Necronomicon was his real arch nemesis. Thank you, Kyle, and keep it up. We love them all. And that was great. Thank you. And now's the time I get to play this.
We're clan of darkness here together. What's in an egg that we can't weather? Apocalypse. We've all been there. The same old boss. Why should we care? We're clan of darkness here together. What's in an egg that we can't weather? There's nothing that we can't face. Except for bunnies.
Constructs, how are the clans of darknesses and Control Alt WoW on Nevercuth and Rome Resticore doing?
They're doing great. It seems last week I included my update, but probably a few minutes too late. But here it is nonetheless, the last week update from the week before.
Okay.
We have Matterhorn with 2 N's at level 30.
Excellent.
At level 80, we have Nin Cow Poop. At level 100, we have Morfang and Teetly.
Awesome.
At level 110, we have Iron Capper, Morfang and Teetly. At level 120, we have Ms. Awesome. So much awesome. Fulgen, Morfang, and Teetly. Congratulations for the level 120s. And this week, December 17th to December 23, we have at level 30 on Earthen Ring, Greeny Gogo. At level 70 on Winterhoof, we have Effortless. At level 90 on Earthen Ring, we have Marku. At level 100, we have Marku. And at level 120, we have Penn and Teller on Winterhoof.
Wow.
Congratulations. Wow, that's a lot of 120s.
Yes. Awesome.
So I guess people are doing Korak's Revenge or whatever they got to do to get to the finish line.
Right. And maybe a lot of people are doing the Grinch or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So we'll be back next week on the 30th.
Sounds good to me.
And we should have... we should all have our Winter's Veil presents. And,
I noticed on the mission table in Borealis, you can do a mission to get a present.
Oh.
So you can get one of the presents. I got the Gracu's cake and something else like the copper set for the gorilla, I think.
Oh, okay.
So, and a cushion, which I put on the auction house quickly because why not?
Right.
1,200 gold is 1,200 gold.
1,200
right?
gold is, yes, exactly. I just want to do a shout out to everybody that's been following us. Of course, yesterday marked our 13th year anniversary at Control Alt WoW. 13 years ago, I decided to start this little endeavor, and it has been fun and great, and I've been enjoying it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, chat room. Thanks for all the hosts throughout the years. Thank you, Constructs, and a big shout out to Grand Negus, who should be back next Monday. And, yeah. Anything else you want to add?
If you want that tour, you need a level 90 plus to be invited to my garrison.
Oh, okay. Oh.
And it's any time. It only takes 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So there's no rush on that.
All right. Well, this is Aprillian for the Horde.
And this is Constructs for the chat room.
Good job, guys. Thank you. Good job. Good job, Constructs. Thank you. Bye, chat room. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Kaya. You are the best. I have to say, I love when he includes the ones with Vrishna. It's nice
yes. Me too.
To hear Vrishna's voice. And we'll see you next week.
Sounds great.